As this pace car scoots itself onto pit road, 1 hour of racing getting set to go green. We're up and away here at Daytona. Insurance in case of a bump and run. Checkered flag. Head Parker White will win here at USA. He won the race. Oh, here we go. Oh, Miller gets hooked. I can't believe it. This is crazy. The full wide. Here we go. The full wide for the lead.
You were rated to 1.
All starting to shuffle towards the back. We're going to go 3 wide here to 3.
No, it's over. They won to the wall. The 10-20-11 again. And again, Grindle has checked himself out to a 1.5 second lead.
He's coming. Here comes Splash. Carson takes on the bottom. And through the triangle they go. And after winning the dirt late model race last night, Carson Poindexter wins 2 in a row at Talladega.
Live on Maxspeedtv, we welcome everybody here tonight for round number 2 out of 15 here tonight at Nashville Super Speedway. Thank you all for tuning in for the ACOG Silver Truck Series. My name is Zeke Reyes. Nobody else is going to be alongside in the booth here for tonight. AJ is out doing fun things, so Dewey will not be commentating on these nights either. He will be busy, unfortunately, on Fridays, but he will probably join in the booth on Saturdays and Sundays per usual, as well as AJ, but we'll hope to get them back in the booth sometime later. But in the meantime with that, thank you all for tuning in. Again, currently qualifying underway as of right now. We're going to go ahead and pull ourselves into that and see where everybody is in just a moment, but I want to go over and pull up our points order here right in front of your screen. See right there, Malachi Drake, currently your points leader over everybody else as of right now. Malachi, I don't even know if he's present, so with Malachi not in here for tonight, lead's busted wide open, so we're gonna see on who will take that top spot. And by the looks of it, I mean, this top 3 are not even here. It's like you gotta go back all the way to Ryan Kame in that number 3, who is currently 6th in the chart. We'll get into that here in just a moment, but everybody else, it's game on now. After Daytona, here we are at a regular season, you know, classic regular season race. Should be fun to see on who will work themselves to the top of the board, and it will, of course, falter and filter through the field. We'll pull up the order and the fastest times here being displayed on your screen. Currently fastest lap as of right now being held to the 72, Kiloa Hankins. Nice lap by him. Never mind, Malachi Drake is here. He's currently now 3rd. So I've lied to you viewers. I do apologize. But yeah, that 90, he's here. He was last week's winner. We'll have to dive into some analytics to go over on how that all went down at Daytona here in just a moment. Currently a minute left in this qualifying session as of right now. Currently watching these drivers take their fastest 2 laps around. Here's Miller in the 19. And himself right up off the corner. Miller in one of the newer Toyotas. In a 3 and 4 he goes. Ah, snags the outside wall, so I think that's going to be the end of the lap for him. He'll won't even be able to log in a lap because it snagged that outside barrier, so Miller's going to have to resort for it right now with no time being logged. Again, with these points right in front of your screen, Malachi Drake did win at Daytona. Ryan Kame probably gonna move up 2nd, most likely, unless he has a bad night here. Cal Gomes, I think he's here tonight, so we barely have anybody inside this top 10 who's present. That's 3 out of the 10 people who are here tonight, so that's definitely going to be an interesting factor in seeing on how that'll all turn out once we do end off the night. But a total of 25 drivers here. That's honestly more than I anticipated due to the fact that this is a fairly new racetrack. Not a lot of people have this on, you know, their iRacing. But now, with this being run on the national side of things, I'm pretty sure you'll definitely see some upside to this in the future. We'll let the camera scroll through and pick who it wants to pick. Currently warm up as of right now, 5 minutes up and away, so this gives us time to go ahead and go over our analytics here on the left and right hand side of your screen. iRacing measures this at 1.3. We ran it, the exact track length is actually 1.33. Turns 4, there's 1 in each corner. Banking of 14 degrees. The straightaways, 1800 to 2100. And we're running in a 100-mile race, so not really long in terms of drivers and, I mean, in terms of laps. That's a double-digit count right there, but usually I know some leagues like to run upwards of full length of a truck race, so that would be like an 150-mile event. But this is just less than 100, just about 100 miles here for tonight. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see on how it'll all go once we do end this off in the nighttime. Weather as of right now, it's looking fair. Temperature right now, 88 degrees. Humidity at 0. Track temp at 90. Wind direction currently going southeast at 11 miles per hour, so pretty gusty. But it's going to fluctuate, of course, as we progress with the night. Dragging a couple of people and seeing what they're feeling out here on the racetrack. Well, I want to drag in the number 3 of Ryan came into the booth. Hey, Ryan, you got a copy? Ryan, it's Ezekiel up here in the Maxspeedtv booth. You got a copy? I think my audio is screwed up. I'll have to get that squared away and fixed here in just a moment, but we'll go ahead and try to get that fixed. Hey Ryan, it's Zeke here up in the Maxspeedtv booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Yep, Ryan. Alright, so you come in here inside the top 5 in points. Currently battling out with Malachi Drake in first as of right now. You finished 4th at Daytona. And here you are, currently gonna qualify 7th. So, how are you feeling here for tonight?
I mean, I'm really confident with what we got here tonight. I really like Nashville. And the goal here is really just to keep the car clean. I know that half the field will probably get eliminated at some point. So just keeping it in one piece and just finishing the race will probably net you a top 10 at the very best.
All right, bud. 10 for anybody you got to thank before we spark off tonight's race?
Just want to thank the officials and the competitors for the good show that they had last week, and hopefully we'll have a good show for this race.
All right, bud. 10-4. There's number 3 of Ryan Kane. Good luck out there on the racetrack.
Thank you.
If you're now just joining us here live on Maxspeedtv, want to welcome you all viewers as we get set for race number 2 of the ACOG series here in the Silver Truck Series. So we'll go ahead and pull ourselves to initiation of this race because it's about to get started here for 75 laps of racing at the Nashville Super Speedway. Glad to everybody tune us in here for tonight. We'll pull up our starting order here on the bottom of your screen, and of course congratulations to that number 72 of Kilo Henkins for picking it up here as we spark off the evening. Our grid order is going to be shown on the bottom of your screen, and row number 1 going to consist of course, that number 72 of Kilo Henkins. Right alongside of him is going to be the number 17 of Cole Woody. Row number 2 is going to be your winner at Daytona, Malachi Drake in that number 90. He's going to be in 3rd place. Dominic Howe in that number 68, going to be in 4th. Jasper Lenglade in the number 46, going to be rolling out in 5th spot. Heath Rutherford, one of our rookies. Again, anybody listed with an R right next to their name signifies they are a rookie. Ryan came in the number 3. We were just talking to him during the warm-up session. Henry Tabor in the number 78, going to round out 8th. Michael Shawm in the number 55. And Jacob Dudai, so a pair of rookies, round out row number 5. The rest of the order is going to be shown on your screen. Find your favorite driver, and hopefully they will win here for the night. A total of 26 drivers here out on the racetrack, 75 laps to be logged into the books. We'll go ahead and go over track and race analysis here in just a moment to see on where these drivers will
filter in for tonight's main event. We're back to, looks like 26 drivers again here on the grid, and looks like they are rolling off here for tonight. So go scroll ourselves to the front. Your pole sitter of that number 72 of Kilo Hankins. Good job for him, picking up one of his very few poles he has in total. So glad to see that number 72 show some speed out here in the racetrack. Scroll back all the way to your points leader, that 90 Malachi Drake, who's going to be rolling out third here for tonight. Watch out for him in this number 90. Should be fun to watch him out on the racetrack. Of course, a former Truck Series champion in that number 90, as we get set here to go green at this Nashville Super Speedway. Glad you could tune us in here live on Maxspeedtv. The green flag is out, and let's go racing here at this 1.33 concrete oval. Top two of the 17 and 72 qualified 1 and 2. They're still hooked side by side as the 68 of Howe tries to file in line. He works himself into second place, but overshoots the corner though. Hankins is going to retain the lead, and here comes Woody back to the inside. Very fair battle between that top two for those first 2 laps. They were side by side. None of them could get a bite until Kiloa Hankins took it off of that second corner. And he's going to get clear and start to pull himself forward. Biggest movers of right now is, looks like the 30 of Jacob Dudai is up from 10th spot. He is now in 7th, so he's worked himself up 3. He's looking for more. Now to the backside of the number 98. Of Heath Rutherford, Jacob to the inside, and Heath has to jam on the brakes to get off of Jasper Lenglade in that 46. Big bottle up 3 wide for this third. Oh, car hard to the wall! Up on his side, that's the 196. Wyatt Tinsley has the 7 of, looks like that's Lewis Galvin. Also in that, we bring ourselves under our first caution of the night. Boy, and that 196 took a hard right onto the wall. And unfortunately, the 7 just really nowhere to go. And that was a very, very harsh blink with the 100 of Leto. And that was Wyatt Tinsley. Really nowhere to go off of that, because that was very interesting to see on how that all unfolded, because what you see there, the 100 start blinking now. I don't think Wyatt really knew, but the 100 definitely dove it in big time. And unfortunately for the 7 of Lewis Galvin, really nowhere to go off of that. So we bring ourselves under the first caution of the night. A fair amount of drivers are going to hit pit road or either stay out. So one of those drivers having a lot of right side damage. Oh, that's the 70 of Harry Grindle. Looks like might have snagged the outside safer barrier. I'll have to come to a stop and repair all that right side, but that was a very vicious hit there by Wyatt Tinsley in the 196. And that's very unfortunate for the 7 of Galvin. Really nowhere to go off of that. But really, kind of a, I wouldn't say racing deal. You saw the 100 definitely dive it in, and on top of that, you got the internet problems, so I would pin that on the 100, no offense. But Leto, has to definitely, hopefully stabilize his internet connection, because, oh, it did stabilize right there. It's now at 66. Our person with the worst ping as of right now is Hankins, who's in the lead, and Kyle Gomes in the number 14, who's now working himself off of pit road. Hankins will lead this number 72 back to the green here for the first restart of the night. It was a small run there, but luckily longer. Definitely longer what we ran, especially compared to Wednesday night, where it was caution-filled from start to finish. The 70 of Grindle ended up taking that checkered flag in first place, but unfortunately for Grindle, that number 70 has a lot of right side damage, so hopefully he could get himself into a nice rhythm and pull himself inside this top 5. Or maybe top 10. Right now, this top 5, or I'd say top 10. Hankins, Howe, Woody, Drake, Lenglade, Dudai, Rutherford, Kame, Wideawake, and Sham. As the pace car is in, let's set this thing back under the green flag condition as Kiloa Hankins in the number 72 will lead us to the first restart of the night. Boy, that 72 of Hankins, he got a good restart, but got caught lacking there in 1 and 2. Here comes that number 68 to the bottom of the racetrack for the lead. Dominic Howe goes as the 30 of Jacob Dudai really washed up off the corner. He might get taken 3 wide, but they are double wide back here as Lenglade and Kane sort of halter this progression as the 37 of Brody Gardner tries to get in the mix. Up front, though, is Dominic Howe in the 68. On board, Malachi Drake in this number 90 as he sees the Hornet's Nest right behind from 4th on back. Michael Sham does disconnect, unfortunately. Jacob in that number 30 finally gets in line as they're side by side right behind between Brody Gardner, and looks like that might be the 58 of Caden Wideawake as Dudai really missed the corner there in 1 and 2. He's going to get a runoff though, and he'll clear that 37 just by a bit. But that number 37 is coming in a hurry. Shama right behind her. Around goes Sertaj. He's going to overcorrect right into Connor Brandon. And that was Nick Miller in the number 19 who got into the 49. And they are scrambling now 3 wide as Parker White works himself to the apron right alongside the number 19 Miller. And he tries to pick up 3 for 1 here. I don't know who was at fault with that. It was all so fast between the number 17, the 49, excuse me, and the number 19, and Miller. That was Sertaj Mon in the 49. Both, unfortunately, not the first time they've made contact this week. So I'm pretty sure they have a rivalry brewing here in the ACOG iRacing series. Speaking of rivalries, side-by-side battle here for the second spot. Below Hankins, this is number 72. Has a handful in the 90 of Malachi Drake as he works himself to the bottom side of the racetrack. It's Cole Woody in the 17 who's following in pursuit. He's going to slide behind. Ooh! Big hit to the outside wall there by Heath Rutherford. Looks like pushed the truck a bit too much. It snags the outside barrier. Trouble on the front stretch. Around goes the 92 of Connor Brandon. He'll snag the outside barrier and the engine will pour out smoke. So therefore, unfortunately, that number 92 of Connor Brandon is fatally wounded and will not continue here in tonight's Nashville race. And he's going to go ahead and tow it, unfortunately. So we'll have to see on what happened. Right there off the corner. Ooh. It's like Connor was kind of nailed in a 3-wide scenario, washed up right into the 78 of Henry Tabor. Round goes Connor, and his day unfortunately done for now. And the 78 of Tabor, not the first time he's been involved in an incident, I think. So he definitely has a lot of damage. Damage here with the 70 of Grindle. Looks like engine problems, unfortunately, will not continue unless he repairs that all the way. Pit road is open, though. And a fair amount of drivers are going to file themselves on in to either A, take some damage repair, or B, take on some tires, or maybe C, take on both. Rutherford in the 98 was the person to lead that field onto pit road. We'll see what kind of strategies these guys are going to pull. Looks like it's going to be fuel only for the number 95 of Parker White. Berge takes on fuel only. Sertage and the number 49 who is involved in an incident with Nick Miller. They too are going to take on 4 tires. And everybody else on pit road right now just taking as much damage as they can and trying to repair their trucks. One lap to go at the line. Now have 18 trucks all on the lead lap. Gotta go all the way back to Cal Gomes. Who's on pit road. Slowly working himself through. Actually, it's Henry Tabor in the number 78. Last on the lead lap. He's currently on pit road and taking as much damage repaired as he can. Is 78 of Henry Tabor. Unfortunately, probably going to go 1 lap down in this exchange as the pace car scoots itself on in. Let's get ourselves up and away here at Nashville.
Green, green, green.
72 of Hankins, he really powered on that high side to get around the 90 of Malachi Drake. As now the 17 of Woody wants to take advantage of that restart. He's going to go to the inside and try to snag third. Not clear as of right now. But this battle will continue to rage on between the 70 and the 90. I think the 90 of Malachi is going to have to settle with third, but he doesn't want to just yet. Tries to power up on the high side, but loses it there. Might be looking for a crossover in the midst of that. A bit of contact there toward the back. Looks like the 58 of Caden Wideawake and the 19 of Nick Miller. They got into it just a slight bit. Oh, one truck, excuse me, really overshot it into 1 and 2. Well, that's Jeremy Leto currently battling with Jacob Dudai in the number 30 machine. So lots of battling going on throughout the middle portion of this pack. But in the midst of all of that, Dominic Howe is basically checked out. He's now 0.6 ahead as the 90 of Malachi snags the outside barrier. Everybody's going to work themselves to the inside, so Malachi is going to lose at least 3 spots to Sertaj Mon, Parker White, and Ryan Cave. Dominic Howe is literally in his own zip code right now. Battle here for fourth. Looks like it's between Brody Gardner. They're 3 wide right behind. Came in the middle. Bergie tries to follow the 3 through. He's actually going to make his own hole into the 1. And here comes Bergie in the 83. They're still 3 wide as Miller gets pinned on the bottom. And the 3 tries to pinch off. They're going to be close right up off the corner. But Bergie takes 3 for 1 from the front straightaway all the way to the back. And that 83 is on a move. See that right side damage that the number 90 of Malachi got off of that 4th corner. Probably hindering his truck just a slight bit. You see here the 84 of Bachman. But for the time being, not a lot of battling. As soon as I say that, here comes the 49. Sertaj Mon to the inside. Battling out with the 17 of Cole Woody, and Sertaj is going to easily power to the inside for third. Woody's going to slot himself right into that 4th spot. We got Brody Gardner in the number 37, also sneaking up on this top 4. So watch out for this 37 as we progress with the night, because I feel like that 37 definitely has a lot of speed. Dominic has led 16 laps so far, but it's starting to dwindle down as Keloa Hankins is coming up with a big head of steam, has cut the gap to less than a 10th, but now it expands back 4th as Dominic seems to go ahead and pull himself away just slowly, but it doesn't help that as well for this number 68 and 72. They got a car on new tires right behind, a truck on new tires. Sertaj Mon in the 49 did hit pit road last time by. That number 49 is rummaging these top 2. And for the lead, Hankins to the bottom side of the racetrack. Howe is going to push up off the corner. Opens the door for this number 72 to easily take charge. But they got to be careful and get this battle situated, because here comes the 49 of Sertaj Mon. Hankins to the front. Back to the pole he goes. But the 49 of Sertaj Mon definitely making some headway. He's going to shove it into the corner as Howell tries to battle within. But it's too little, too much. Too much, excuse me, for that number 68 of Howe, as you see Sertaj really push into the corner as much as he can. Trying to pin that number 49. But it's really not working to his avail. But all these drivers from, I'd say, 4th on back are coming with new tires, except for the 37 of Garner, who's being a hindrance to the 19 of Nick Miller. And here comes Parker White to also take charge of that. Still a lot of battling going on throughout the racetrack as Hankins tries to extend his lead. But unfortunately, for Kiloa Hankins, that 72, excuse me, not the 72, that 49er Sertajman is coming in a hurry. Disconnection there. Parker White has just disconnected. Not really sure what that was about, but he was really inside that top 5, so not really sure what happened there. So Parker calls it quits on the lead lap, and he's gonna fall through, and that'll move Jacob Dudai inside this top 10 most likely. But up front though, Kiloa Hankins in the 72 has a mirror full of that number 49 of Sertaj. Kiloa has definitely improved off this off season. Now a 4600 iRating. Sertaj in the 49. He has something to say about that. And Sertaj is really closing the gap this time between himself and that car in front of Kiloa Hankins. For third place, the 19 and Miller sneaks himself to the bottom side of the track. And for the lead, Sertaj is gonna nose his truck to the inside of Hankins, but Hankins really cut him out there in the 3. Sertaj really had to back off of that to prevent from running him over. And you see how fanned out this field is. All the way back to the number 100 of Jeremy Leto, who's 13 seconds back. Sertaj works himself up high. Can't really do much off of it as of right now, but Hankins still holding his ground at the moment. This battle for the lead is definitely going to heat itself up. You see the big run that Parker gets off of that 4th corner. And also closing in this battle is this number 19 of Nick Miller, who is definitely going to be a factor into this, probably in the later ends of this race, as Sertaj, you see the power move there to the inside to get up alongside that 72. He gets the grip off the corner as well, but they're still side by side. Hankins fights on the high side, but unfortunately not going to be enough to really hold off a hard charging 49er Sertaj. Hankins is holding nicely for the time being. Sertaj powers by the inside. And for the lead, Sertajman clears the 72 of Hankins. New leader, that number 49. Not too much battling going on through the racetrack as of right now. Oh, the 49 of Sertaj snags the outside barrier. That's definitely going to hinder him a lot. And here comes Hankins right back to challenge. So that gap was about 3/10, but now it's shrunk back. And Sertaj is in trouble here with this number 72. You see Miller there in the 19 work himself off of turn number 4. We're gonna have an initiation between the second spot as Hankins and Miller meet up with each other. Sertaj in the 49 has really fallen off this run as Miller looks like has definitely got the long run speed to challenge for that number 49. Connor Brandon's gonna have to give way for these leaders. He's gonna pull himself to the inside.
All right, man.
Oh, and a caution comes out as soon as kind of green flag pit stops hit for Klein, but the caution's back out. Cal Gomes is off of pit road now, so not really sure what happened, but we will get some, yeah, looks like a we'll have to see what happened here. Might have been the 92, not really sure. Ooh, what the heck? Wow. Not really sure what Connor was doing. He just got DQ'd because of that. And this is gonna bring everybody onto pit road. You see Brody really slide it in there, try to get as much as he can, but Connor in the 92 causes the yellow. Already 18 laps down. He's gonna be disqualified due to causing the caution. This is gonna set everybody up for looks like a 37 lap to go restart, or it looks like around 35-ish. So not a lot of laps left. Definitely blew by in a quickie. Got some Jacob fans on the racetrack. I mean, yeah, watching the live stream, excuse me. Jacob currently runs in 11th spot as of right now. Jeremy Leto deciding to stay out. Looks like he stayed out to just lead a lap, so, and he's just gonna work himself on pit road, so. Leto stays out to get the lap led. Sneaks himself on in. So we will go through our order here, right in front of your screen, with all the drivers on the lead lap. 49 of Sertage. Looks as though, even though he has a bit of damage, he was really, really fast. Kilo Hankins in the number 72 has led 15 laps so far. Now resides in that second spot. Brody Garner in his number 37, sneaking himself up into this battle. Cole Woody qualified himself in second spot, was fighting there with a 72, but then fell out. Joe Berge has had a nice run. He's been quiet inside this top 5 now. Jacob Dudai currently roams himself in 6th, so he gained a bunch of spots off of that pit road cycle. Ryan Kame coming in here 4th in points. Keith Rutherford in this number 98, Caden Wideawake in the 58, and Miller, boy, he did not get a good stop there. He's all the way back in 10th. He was really running down these top 3 of Sertage and Hankins. Bachman in the 84 currently sits 11th. Dominic Howe in 12th. Malachi Drake 13th spot. Cal Gomes in the number 14. Leto in the number 100. And it's Matthew Klein in the number 16, who is last person on this lead lap. Not a lot of laps to go. We've crossed halfway, so now is the time to really make something happen if you want to work yourself inside this top 5, pace car is in. And these trucks will get set to work here around this 1.3 mile oval. Green flag is out, and Bergie did not get going, so this will give the advantage to Dudai, but they're 3 wide in the back as Miller in the number 19 gets cut out by Dudai. He's gonna sneak himself to the bottom of the racetrack, but they're side by side in the meantime of that for that position. But Dudai, man, cut that number 19 off into turn number 1, and that 19 and Miller really snuck himself to the inside. All in the midst of all of that, Brody Garner has worked himself into that second spot. And it's going to be fun battle for the lead. The 37 to the apron of the racetrack to get a nose into the corner. We'll see if Sertage is going to shove it on that high side to get a grip. And indeed he does so. So Sertage is going to take it right back. Oh, trouble in the back, and around goes, looks like nearly around. That was a great save by the number 30 of Dudai. Was loose off of that second corner. He'll keep it straight, and we'll keep ourselves green, but he lost a lot of spots in the midst of that. He'll need a caution to maybe work himself back inside this top 10. But up front, it's a 5-truck dogfight for the lead as they head into 1. And to the front goes the 37 for the first time tonight. And we'll see if the 49 of Sertage has anything to really answer off of that, because the 37 short run speed is just so immaculate. I do not expect this 49 to put up a fight between himself and Garner as Hankins works himself to the bottom side of the track. 4-second spot, Sertage looking to maybe get a run. Can't really do so as of right now, as they are side by side for this spot. It's a 17 of Woody trying to follow through of this faster truck. He's gonna take it to the bottom, 3 wide for second. What a power move there by the 17, but it doesn't work as himself and Hankins are gonna work around the 49 of Sertage. That was a great maneuver there by the 17, but a great shot to maybe take second spot away, but it really doesn't work. But now with Hankins in second spot and himself with fair tires as well as the leader, it's gonna be very interesting to see on how this will all go by the end of it. Side by side for this 7th spot. It's Dominic Howe and Nick Miller going to go at it into turns number 3. You see there right behind also some side by side racing. Maybe with the 58 of Caden Wideawake and Jacob Dudai, but they're still side by side for this position. It's Miller in the 19, trying to get that nose ahead of that number 68. Of Dominic Howe, can't really do so as of right now. They single out off the corner, but right behind the 3 of Ryan Kame is going to work himself to the bottom of Dominic Howe. It's Bachman in the 84 who's going to watch this battle ensue right in front as Kame just about got into the quarter panel of that number 68 of Dominic Howe. Really tight knit racing. And it's all bottom throughout the racetrack, so you need to keep those left side tires right tucked to the apron, or else you're going to lose a lot of spots. Bumper to bumper action right behind Miller in the 19. It's the 83 of Bergie, who's trying to work himself to the back side of this 19. Got a great run through 3 and 4, but snags the outside barrier. Oh, he pushed it a bit too much. And Now to the outside goes the 68 of Howe. Easily takes that spot. The 3 of Kame is going to charge in as well. Going to cross him over as Bachman in the 84 works himself into this battle. But now the focus returns up front as Hankins tries to pounce on that 37 of Brody Gardner. With all this battling here, the 84 of Bachman, the number 98 of Heath Rutherford, got the 90 of Malachi Drake also in this process as well. All of these drivers lined up nose to tail as of right now, trying to get away from each other, but they just can't. Man, the 17 of Woody really pushed up right up off the corner. He's trying to track down these top 2 of Hankins and Garner. Doing a nice job as of right now, but the 49 of Sertage is going to be a threat. And it might not work to the 17's favor here in just a moment. Side by side for this spot. This is for P10. And to the top 10 goes Malachi Drake, but Jacob in the number 30 has something to say off of that. He's going to split the middle. What a move there by the 30 of Jacob Dudai to work himself bottom to top. Gonna lose all that momentum though. Maybe cross over this 90 to the bottom. Has the run to do so, and indeed that 30 is gonna gun for this 10th spot. You see Malachi pinching as much as he can right up off the corner, but he's just tight. And they're still side by side for this spot. Losing ahead of that number 84 of David Bachman. Dudai's going to wash into the this first corner, trying to clear that 90 of Malachi Drake, who just about tags that number 30. And Dudai back inside this top 10 after nearly spinning earlier. Oh, Howe into the outside wall. You see that right side damage now. That 68 of Howe really suffering. As now the 3 of Ryan Kame works himself to the backside of him. $18 laps to go here at Nashville. It's been a fantastic race between these top 5, but only one of these drivers are going to come out victorious. Battle here for 6th spot is between Dominic Howe and Ryan Kame. Dominic, of course, in the outside wall earlier. David Bachman starting to fall outside of this top 10 as Heath Rutherford will sneak himself to the inside and try to take that spot away. Hankins has been very true to that number 37 of Brody Gardner. We'll have to see on what these top 2 do by the closing stages of this race, because it's been fair and an instant classic from start to finish. Miller into the 3rd spot. That might be something we got to keep in mind. That number 19 of Miller is definitely catching these top 2. And he has 16 laps to do something. And you see here, there's number 72 of Kiloa Hankins getting on board with him. Have to pull up a different panel here. This live panel. And you see that gear right there. He is in third gear through the corner trying to catch this 37, excuse me, as much as he can. And that's what you have to do here around Nashville. You downshift. Right about now is where Kiloa is downshifting. And look at the run he gets right up off the corner. But unfortunately for Garner, we'll see if he does the same thing on board with him. And watch this gear right here. Oh, looks like Garner's not downshifting, so that's something we got to keep in mind. So maybe the reason why Hankins is keeping up with the 37 of Brody is because Hankins is starting to downshift, and it's getting him the runs he needs right up off the corner. Also, to keep a note, we'll see if this driver right here, this 19 of Nick Miller, if he's downshifting. He is not. But he's still catching these top two. Oh, and a caution comes out! And we'll have to see on what happened as... Not really sure. As yet again... Oh, happened in the... See it right there. 68 of Dominic Howe goes around. Ooh, and the 3 of Ryan Kame got into him, into that first corner, and around goes the 68. Get another replay of it. These drivers might be hitting pit road, so we won't get another replay. Money pit stop right here. Definitely a time to work yourself on in, and no surprise to see everybody scoot themselves on down. Matthew Klein in the 16 is going to get a wave around, or not a wave around, but he will work himself on to now 1 lap down. But man, that has to suck for Kiloa Hankins, who is definitely a hard charger during that final stage. And who's going to take on 2? Who's going to take on 4? Out first comes... Oh, looks like the 90 of Malachi Drake is going to come out first. A 2-tire call. Oh, boy. And this is what strategy is all about. We will have to see on how this 90 of Malachi Drake will survive these final 10 laps of this one, trying to make his name into the history books to win the first, to become the second driver to win the first 2 truck races. The first one was Nick and Delicato, and Malachi will take this top spot, but nobody else took 2 tires. He's gonna have the restart advantage though, and it's gonna be definitely interesting to see on how this number 90 of Malachi will control this restart. This is going to be a wild, wild restart. Top 5 on your screen, it's Garner, or excuse me, it's Drake, Garner, Miller, Hankins, and Mon rounding out the top 5, so... How will this all go by the end of it? I'm not really sure, honestly. But with Malachi Drake taking 2 tires, this is definitely going to play into his favor and seeing on how this will all go. Matthew Klein, again, in its number 16, is going to get a... waiver round. Put himself now 2 laps down. We will get 8 laps to go once we take this green flag. Malachi Drake is trying to hope and pray he gets a quick caution to keep his track position. But we'll just have to see on how this will all go for this 90 as he works himself through 3 and 4. It's been an action-packed race for so far, but it's about to get even more intense as the 90 of Malachi will pull himself to the restart box.
Green, green, green.
Green flag. And Miller in the 19 noses under Brody Garner. This is huge as Hankins is going to file in line. But we'll see if Garner could get a good bite into turns 1 and 2. It doesn't happen. Miller to second.
All right, man. Caution it
Oh,
down.
and the wrecking right behind. Trouble in the back, and around goes the 14 of Cal Gomes and the 3 of Ryan Kame also involved. This is huge in terms of for Malachi Drake. We will have to see as looks like... Oh. Man, I'm not really sure how to call that. There was a lot of contact leading up to it. But definitely might be Ryan Kame's fault yet again. Or more like the 14 came down. Oh. Get another look at it. Oh, I mean, the 3 was as low as he could go, so... Ooh. And man, this is huge, seeing Miller now in second. Fortunately for Cal Gomes and Ryan Kame, in terms of a good finish, kind of eliminated off of that now. But for Malachi Drake, a perfectly timed caution. If you are now just joining us here live on Maxspeedtv, this is the ACOG iRacing Silver Truck Series. About to go green here in just a moment. Late race restart about to come up. And it's been a really, really nice race so far between these top 5. But with Malachi Drake taking 2 tires that last pit stop, He's gonna have the track position to lead this thing to the green. And we'll have to see on how Malachi in this number 90 will pull himself forth. Here we go, and with Garner now in a perfect spot to do what Miller did that last restart. Definitely going to be interesting to see if Miller or Brody could get a good bite into that first corner. And this is the restart right here. This is going to be very, very important as we work ourselves into the restart box. Miller in the 19. Restart box right about
Green
now.
flag, green flag.
And Brody got a good jump. Brody easily into that second spot. And Miller has to follow in line. So Miller got a taste of his own medicine. But man, the 90 of Malachi, he got a great bite off the corner. Dude, I to the bottom, trying to make it 3 wide with the 49 of Sertage. Somehow, nobody spins off of that but the number 49 of Dudai. Trying to pull himself into 5th. Into the corner they go. Side by side for the lead. It's the 90 of Malachi up on the high side. Here comes Miller in pursuit. The caution comes out though, and we will have another restart. And this is perfect for Malachi. Those 2 tires were proven to be worth, and it could hold off for enough laps, I think, to maybe make it his 2nd win here in the Truck Series. We're gonna have to get a replay on what happened there toward the back, but Malachi is in a prime position to steal this one away from some very, very dominating drivers. Oh. 2, 3, 5 truck wreck, maybe even 7. With all that commotion going on to that first corner. Looks like 58. Rutherford, goodness. I mean, that's not Rutherford, but that's Wide Awake. It looks like he tried to come down, it was just not clear. All really trying to pull themselves down to that first corner, but Wide Awake hard into the outside wall. And another caution. And I think this will give the number 16 of Matthew Klein. Back on the lead lap, so Malachi is in a perfect spot right now to steal this one away. Can he do so? I'm not really sure, but we'll take a look at our stats here. For most laps led, gonna be on your left-hand side. And it's the 37 of Brody Garner, who's really, honestly, has been the dominant car of the day. Dominant truck, excuse me. Dominic Howe, speaking of. Currently back in 11th, leading 17 laps. He's led a fair amount. Hankins, too, has led a decent amount. Probably gonna get a 1-to-go signal this time? No, looks like not. All these drivers trying to repair as much damage on their machines as they can. It has been a beautiful race. But can a beautiful strategy shatter some dominating drivers here at Nashville? We'll just have to see. If you're now just joining us here live on Maxspeedtv, ACOG iRacing Silver Truck Series. Gotta go green here in just a moment. It's been a fantastic race so far. And we're about to close it out here on our first green-white checkered of the evening. So, based off what we've seen off of restarts, that inside row is very, very strong. So if Miller gets to the inside of Brody before they enter turn number 1, that might have been all it took for Brody Gardner to steal this one away. We'll just have to see, though. But again, very, very important to see that restart box and to sort of predict on when that 90 will hit the throttle. You can't get a black flag. If you get a black flag off of this restart, game over. We will have to see on who goes where as they work themselves off of turn number 4. Malachi Drake in the 90, trying to make it 2 in a row like Nick and Delicato did.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag! And Garner cannot sneak himself inside to clear for the lead. And here we go into 1. Gardner keeping it true to the 19 of Nick Miller. Dudai makes a move on Sertage. Brody Gardner gonna shove it into the corner. Boy, I tell you what, that 37's hauling. He has one last shot to make it happen. White flag as time by. Garner to the inside. Malachi, oh, they touch! Around goes the 37! Miller gets turned as well! Dudai gets involved, and they wreck off the corner. All in the midst of that, your leader of the 37 of Brody Gardner pulls himself away for the final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag for the number 37. Personally, not the way to really win. The way he didn't want to win that race. But he crosses the start-finish line in first spot, and he's victorious here at Nashville. Man! Wow. I don't think that's how Brody, of course, wanted to win, but he had to make it work somehow. And he shoved it to the inside, trying to make it work. And Gardner made some very significant contact there with the 37 of Gardner. And we will get a replay of what happened there off of that final corner. I mean, off of that final lap. And you see, I mean, Malachi's trying to pinch as much as he can. He's trying to do whatever he can, and look at the amount of traffic and jam up that gets thrown through. All these drivers just shuffling left and right. But up front, it was the 37 of Garner who comes out victorious off of a last lap pass. Man. Full results right in front of your screen. Garner comes up first. Joe in second. Sertage third. Bachman and Kame round out fourth and fifth. Jeremy Leto is sixth spot. Jacob Dudai is seventh. Wide Awake, Miller, and Hankins round out the top 10. Rutherford, Cow, and Klein round out all the drivers on the lead lap. It's Malachi, Dominic, and Woody all involved in that final lap wreck. Parker, Tabor, Grindle, Lenglade round out the top 20. Sham, Galvin, Tinsley, Gaines, Brandon round out top 25. And Fabrioco round out 26th place. We'll be back. There's more to come here, coming post-race coverage, presented to you here by Maxspeedtv. And we'll interview out the top 5. Welcome back here. Post-race coverage presented to you here by Maxspeedtv. What an event from start to finish. I mean, this race had everything from big wrecks all the way to an amazing finish. And up front came Brody Gardner off of that exchange, and we'll go ahead and drag him into the booth and see on what he has to say, especially from that white flag. We'll go ahead and drag it in and see on how that all unfolded. But we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and insert my own 2 cents on, you know, that whole entire white flag situation. I mean, it's white flag racing. Malachi's trying to pinch, and Brody, you know, trying to sail it into the corner. They were just fated to collide, and unfortunately, they collided. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brody and Malachi do apologize to each other, but I mean, in the end, it's just white flag racing, and for Gardner, he just came out victorious because of it. And we'll go ahead and drag him into the booth and see on what he has to say after his victory here for tonight. Brody, you led 22 laps, the most out of everybody in the field, but man, that late race strategy there by Malachi Drake definitely made some things interesting, especially off of restarts. Talk to me about that final run.
Yeah, he had honestly a good strategy, taking 2. I wouldn't have thought of it with like 10 to go, maybe like 5, but he made it work to his benefit really well. So yeah, good call for him, but for sure. I think if we had like 2 or 3 laps green, it would have been like really easy to pass him clean, but we just kept having wrecks. And so going in the 1 and 2 final lap, I kind of just sent a little too hard, washed up just a little bit, and you know, we're racing for the win, so he's right on my door, and I just barely tap him on accident. I want to say that's just hard racing, but yeah, I still feel bad about stuff like that. So sorry to Malachi. Should have finished better. But yeah, overall this track's just really hard to pass. You have to send it to get the win.
Yeah, and you sent it into 1, but yeah, as you said, I mean, you guys were both going for the same real estate. Malachi's trying to pinch you as much as you can. You're sailing in there, trying to get a nose in, and it's not like, you know, contact was warranted. It was like not intentional or anything like that for you to boot him out of the way, but honestly, it was just fated to happen the way you guys were entering the corner. But you just got the lucky end of the stick with that one, and you come out victorious. Not only that, leading the most laps here for tonight.
Yeah, like, I've came out the other way in races here, especially league races. It happens. But it was nice to lead a bunch of laps tonight. Like, on the long run, I felt like I saved really well, but I just didn't know how to drive it after, like, 20 laps. Just kept making mistakes, like hitting the apron and getting tight off the corner. And I let Ko and Nick get up to me before that caution came out. So, yeah, overall, really solid night. Starting from the back and making my way forward. It was fun.
Definitely. You led the most laps as well on top of that. Congratulations on your win here for tonight. Before we let you go, any spots you want to thank?
I want to thank Kyle Larson for inspiring me. And you for putting the broadcast on. Thank you.
All right, by 10-4. That's the number 37 to Brody Gardner. The inspiration ascended, and it worked out to his favor. Congratulations, bud. We'll go ahead and see you coming next race.
Thank you.
Dragon second place here, that number 83 of Joe Berge. Into the booth he goes. Joe, you saw that wreck sort of unfold right in front of you, and luckily worked yourself through it. Second spot here for tonight. Congratulations, man.
That's what you call a brake pedal, mother truckers! Oh my gosh, I saw my life flash before my eyes right there. Honestly, I have no words for that, honestly. I don't know what happened. All I was paying attention was just trying to get through that wreck. Saw Bachman come down, hit the brakes, saw Heath nearly get through it, and then he got destroyed. So I was like, brake pedal again, and then gas all the way through. So, oh my, that is, oh man, oh my god. That's all I have to say about that.
I mean, you heard Mark's comment. In the Discord, you quoted "Bad luck, Berge," but the luck just went your way, and you worked yourself through that wreck, and your second spot here for tonight. How does that feel?
I mean, I wasn't even the one that came up with that, I don't think, but besides the point, yeah, Mark was actually right on that. I don't think I could have gotten any more lucky in that situation. I think all of it got run out there, though, so I mean, expect the next race I'm gonna be flying through the air, but, honestly, aside from that, I think we had a pretty decent truck. I feel like we were decent on pace until I painted the wall with my right side. Started to get used to the long run again, and the caution started coming out. Got a speeding penalty not once, but twice. And you know what? I think I'm actually glad that that happened, because I don't think I could have been in any other spot when that happened. So I think even with all the wrecks that I was involved in, or like the 2 or 3 wrecks that I was involved in, or not, I don't know, but like whatever happened beforehand, I think like it sucks that I was a part of it. It sucks that I ended up getting incident points, but they don't really matter. We ended up getting 2nd place. I wanted to win. I thought I had the win. Then I saw Brody all the way up there. It was like, well, I'm ecstatic right now for more than one reason. Not even just this race, but aside from that, it was a fun race. I feel like if I had just figured out a little earlier with the long run, I could have been probably up there a little more. So, it's just, yeah, So I can't English. I don't know how to English anymore. I lost all of that.
All right, 10-4, buddy. 83 Joe Berge, definitely ecstatic about his 2nd place here for tonight. But before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank here?
All right, you know what? I usually thank my sponsors first, but for once, I'm gonna thank a bunch of my friends. I'm gonna thank Dragon. I'm gonna thank Emma, Maddie, Julie, Garrett, all them people, Bachman, Klein, Cole, all them people. I feel bad for Cole. He would have gotten through that. Obviously, got to thank the sponsor on board, Rowdy Energy, driving the Camden Murphy number 30, or the 83, one of the two. He's driven both numbers. It's okay. Obviously, Red Bull, Ronald McDonald House Charities. Got to thank you for putting the broadcast on. Got to thank you as well for also putting the race on. It's just, I was like, I just want to finish this race. I want to get a top 5 at the very least, and we ended up getting 2nd. So, honestly, it's just, it capped off a good week, a good start to the weekend. I'm off to Cleveland for Monster Jam tomorrow, so I'm hella ecstatic. I'm sorry about that, but I'm very excited right now. So that just starts the weekend really off well. So
Definitely, buddy. 2nd place here tonight at Nashville. Congratulations. We'll go ahead and see you over the next race.
Yep, have a good one.
Scooter Sells back into 4th. All the way to David Bachman in this number 84, who snuck himself clean through that wreck. The only driver probably not to receive damage off of that exchange on the final lap. Bachman, you weren't really inside that top 5, but suddenly you're sitting 4th. Congratulations.
I don't know about getting through that clean, but barely clean enough to make it to the finish line. I pretty much just laid back most of the race. When we had that long green flag run, really hurt me. I was on older tires, and even though I try different strategies every time, still burn up that right front. I don't know what the heck I'm doing anymore. But yeah, that last lap, I saw my life flash between my eyes. Thought I made it through. Just a little ding there. All of a sudden, here comes come flying down, and thank God Heath was there to catch me and keep me straight.
Yup, and it straightened you out into a 4th place run here for tonight. You weren't really a part of that top 5 battle. During that middle portion, was the truck just ill handling? You mentioned about that right front problem.
Short runs I would be good on, but like I said, I'm known to buzz off that right front so quick. So that short run there was going to benefit me a lot, and I could have probably gotten past those guys. Might have had to push the issue a little bit because the guys ahead of me were pretty good, especially Sartaj. I do have to give him some credit. He is a good driver, but get a little hot-headed sometimes.
You ran yourself out 4th here tonight after starting yourself in 22nd. Congratulations, bud. But before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank here for tonight?
Yeah, I got a couple sponsors here. I want to thank the boys for coming along. Cole Woody, Joe Berge, Garrett Hess joined in too late, but hey, they're my usual guys. Pit Viper demands respect and authority. The Money Team Racing, 70 Wholesale, and of course, my uncle for letting me stay at his house and dog watch. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, bud. 10-4. David Bachman rounds himself out in 4th. We'll go ahead and see you coming next race, buddy.
See you tomorrow night, Zeke.
And we'll scoot ourselves back into a 5th spot of Ryan Kame, who came in here as the 4th in points. But based off of where everybody finished, Malachi, of course, he finished all the way back in 14th spot. Kame, you're probably going to come out as points leader.
Yeah, what a race, to be honest. I mean, I was talking to you earlier, and I was saying how just staying out of trouble would have gotten me there, but I didn't even stay out of trouble. I was in a lot of stuff. I really screwed over Dom, which I feel terrible about, and towards the end, I was down on power because of the incident with the 14, so I was just going to nurse it back to about 16th, and then all of a sudden I see everyone's wrecking and stuff, and you just navigate right on through, and then finished P5, which is something that is almost like a win for me, because I did not expect to be anywhere close to the top 5 with those last 10 laps and what was going on over there.
Definitely. Luck played out to your favor. Of course, you mentioned about being down on power, and it all just combined off of that first and second corner. What'd you see off your windshield, though?
I mean, I just saw cars scattered all over the place. I heard on the radio, I mean, I was in a call with everyone. They were saying that other guys were involved and more guys were piling in. So I was just thinking that this is more of an opportunity. And then I just tried to navigate through it, tried to get as close to the grass as possible without going in it. And luckily, everyone was either way off to the side up near the wall or was way down towards the inside, way off into the grass. So I was just able to navigate right through it, and was just fortunate enough to get unscathed.
Definitely fortunate here for tonight to round yourself out 5th and finish ahead of that points leader, the 90 of Malachi Drake. And you're probably going to come out in top 5 in points. So congratulations, man. But before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank you for tonight?
I just want to thank everyone that was in that call with me. I mean, you had the admins, you also had Joe Berge, and I just want to give, once again, my apologies to Dom, because I feel like that was completely on me, just getting him spun out and stuff. So I just want to apologize, try to move forward, and hopefully start on a clean slate.
All right, bud, 10-4. That's Ryan Kame in the number 3, rounding himself out in 5th. We'll go ahead and see you coming next race, buddy.
Thank you. Take care.
Yep. Now as Ryan Kame in the number 3, and we'll scoot ourselves back to the front and end this thing off on a high note. What a win for that number 37 of Brody Gardner. That was one heck of a finish from start to finish. And with that being said, we will go ahead and close this broadcast out after 79 laps of racing. A bit of overtime, of course, there toward the end. But thank you all for tuning in here for tonight's event. And again, we will be live on Maxspeedtv for the Cup race tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern as well for the Next Gens at Las Vegas. Can't wait to see you all there, and tune in coming next time live here for the ACOG iRacing Silver Truck Series. This is race number 2. Congratulations to Brody Gardner and that whole entire team for coming out victorious. Thank you all for watching.
This live stream is presented to you by Maxspeedtv. All live streaming content that is presented in this telecast is owned by Maxspeedtv, Rudy Cummings, and the entire crew of MSTV. This may not be rebroadcasted, retransmitted, and retelevised without written consent. Please enjoy today's broadcast.